Good morning. Let's talk about trust and the role it plays in our lives. How would you define trust? And while you're thinking about it, let me start with how I see it. Trust is belief, faith, confidence, reliance on someone or something. Trust pervades every area of our lives. It's the foundation upon which we build relationships, make decisions, and navigate the uncertainties of our world. And trust in ourselves gives us the courage to pursue our dreams and deal with challenges. Trust in others allows us to connect, to collaborate, to create community. And then there's trust in life itself, what we mean when we say trust the process, the natural flow of events, the universe. And this can bring us peace and resilience in difficult times. So let's do a short meditation together where we explore how trust shows up in your life. Let's get quiet and still for a few moments. You can find a comfortable place to sit or lie down. And now I invite you to take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth, sighing if that feels good. And let's do this one more time. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And now let's do some box breathing, or what my meditation teacher David G calls 16 seconds. We'll breathe deeply through our nose for 4 counts, then we'll hold for 4 counts, then we'll exhale through our nose again for 4 counts, and hold for another 4 counts. So let's do this together. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. And let's do this again. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. And I forgot to say, you can now close your eyes, or maybe you've done it already. And by now you're probably feeling a little more relaxed. Your body is melting on your seat. Your mind is at ease. You're at your center. You're still. Let's start with trust in others, the people we interact with and have relationships with. Believing in their integrity, their honesty, their commitment. At the end of the day, feeling safe with them. Maybe you want to bring a particular person to mind. And now I'd like you to reflect on the following questions. You don't necessarily need to come up with the answers now. You can start by bringing the questions into your awareness. So when it comes to trusting others, that particular person, if you have one in mind, or trusting others in general, where in your life do you have that kind of trust or not? So where in your life do you trust others, or where do you not trust them? What would it look like to fully trust them in these areas? What would it look like to fully trust them in these areas of your life? And finally, what would be possible for you if you did have that trust? What would be possible? What would open up for you if you had that trust? Now let's look at trust in ourselves, our abilities, our integrity, our commitment, our judgments. Where in your life do you trust yourself? Or not? Where do you not trust yourself? What comes to mind? And again, what would it look like if you did? If you fully trusted yourself in whatever area you've chosen? What would that look like? And what would be possible for you if you trusted yourself in that particular area? What would open up for you if you had that trust? Just let the questions sit with you, even if you don't have the answers right now. Finally, let's look at trusting the process. Whether it's your work or a particular project or a situation, what does that look like? Believing that if you do your best and commit to a process that feels right, things will eventually fall into place. And if they don't, you believe in your ability to adapt, right? And to, again, do your best. Now, what does that mean? This means letting go of trying to control or force the outcome. It means being patient. It means believing in the flow of life. So let's ask the questions again. Where in your life do you trust the process? Or not? Where do you not trust the process? Where do you try to control too much or to force things? Where are you being impatient? Can you think of some areas where that happens? What would it look like to fully trust the flow of life, to fully trust that you're doing your best and things will happen, will fall into place eventually? What would that look like for you? And finally, if you were to trust the process, to trust life, what possibilities would open up for you? What would be possible? Trust is the foundation of safety. And it's also a lot about the willingness to be vulnerable, which may seem like it doesn't really fit with the concept of safety, vulnerability and safety at the same time. But if you think about it, trust is what manages to bridge that gap, to build a bridge between the two, between vulnerability yet having a sense of safety. Now, let's take a few more deep breaths as we start to bring ourselves back to the space where we're in. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. How are you feeling? I'm feeling inspired. As you move through your day, I invite you to notice where trust shows up or does not show up in your interactions, your decisions, or your feelings. Choose one area where you'd like to cultivate more trust, whether it's trust in yourself, in somebody else, or in the process of life itself. Perhaps you can start with a small step. If it's self-trust, you can make a decision based on your intuition rather than overthinking. If it's trusting others, maybe you share something vulnerable with someone you care about. If it's trusting the process, maybe you let go of controlling one small thing and see what comes up. Be patient with yourself, because trust is a journey as well. But each small act, each small step is a step towards a more open, more connected, and more peaceful life. I'd love to hear about how you experience this practice, so feel free to share in the comments or to reach out to me directly. And until the next time, namaste, and trust your journey.